Since Codemasters were bought out by EA for a whopping $1.2 billion, a few things have changed. In traditional EA style, they now ram home the Bitcoin's hard sell by constantly or consistently trying to redirect you to the online store, whilst relentlessly telling you just how much better the experience will be for you if you just pay more money for the same game. Fear not, FIFA fans, we will soon have an F1 released every year, and no doubt they will integrate some kind of FIFA Ultimate Team purchasing scam in next to no time at all in order to prize your hard-earned cash from your hand. But, to give EA their due, because they have also delivered a much-desired feature. Yes, of course, F1 now ships with VR for the first time ever, and I'm sure, like me, that will please many of you F1 fans out there. I tried the early access version today, and I was initially horrified to discover that my Oculus Rift and my Oculus Quest version 1 were both missing from the supported VR list. Furthermore, the Oculus Quest 2 would only work, according to the Radio Times, if you purchase the £80 Oculus Link cable that runs with it, and there is no mention at all of the Reverb G2. Pretty surprising stuff. Now, I'm personally, I don't know about you, but I am not willing to buy a brand new VR headset just to play F1 22, nor am I about to buy an Oculus Link cable for £80. By the way, I have previously bought that cable, reviewed it, and returned it. It's a massively overpriced cable, and it's totally not worth the money at all. I have to admit, it took me a little while to get my Oculus Quest V1 working, but I have managed it. And I have to say that considering the rig I am running, it actually performed pretty darn well. I'm running an i7-4400 with a GTX 1080 Ti and the Oculus Quest V1, so I'm just above the minimum specs recommended for VR, but I'm quite a little way off for the recommended VR. So I've got the minimum specs plus a little bit, but I'm sadly lacking for the recommended VR settings. Despite that, I got a semi-solid 60 FPS without any significant glitches to mention. There were a few glitches, but I mean they were very, very few and far between, and they didn't really do enough to stop me from going around the track or anything like that. Furthermore, as someone who does get VR sick pretty easily, I experienced absolutely zero nausea at all. The only issues that I experienced were that I could not see the starting lights, I was pretty far back, and for me, trying to judge when the AI were actually slowing down was very tricky indeed. But I haven't raced in F1 for over a year, and I certainly haven't tried it in VR before. So, for your viewing pleasure, here is my first ever test run on VR, using my system with zero configurations, zero adjustments. Once again, I'm running an i7-4400 and a GTX 1080 Ti, using an Oculus Quest V1 and just a generic USB 3 cable from Amazon that cost me less than £20. Other than the horrific left eye only view that F1 have chosen as our display, it actually works pretty darn well. And I really quite enjoyed the experience. It's a very short race and I'm all over the place, but it wasn't really about my driving skill. It was about trying to get it to run in an Oculus Quest 1 on something other than an Oculus Link cable. And I have achieved that. Not only have I achieved that, I even managed to record it in 60 FPS. So, all in all, I'd say it's pretty much a success. Enjoy the video.
that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Natalie Pinkham. Come on, who do you pick?
Often, my go-to would be a driver.